In a league that's been sprinting away from the running game, Jonathan Taylor is doing something we're really not supposed to see anymore.
Taylor on the take, and he's in. Boy, the grease is hot. Jonathan Taylor starting to sizzle.
Week after week, he's reminding the league what peak running back play actually looks like. He's leading the league in rushing yards, touchdowns, and total scrimmage yards. I mean, for the first time in years, an MVP conversation has entered the chat.
Glad you brought up Jonathan Taylor because he's clearly the best running back in the league. When things get hard, when the going gets tough for Daniel Jones, they're going to hand the ball to their workhorse franchise back, who is Jonathan Taylor.
But just a few years ago, people weren't cheering Jonathan Taylor's name. They were questioning
The
it.
running market is what it is, but look, great players are what they are too.
Great player, why not pay him?
We won 4 games last year. We won 4 games.
But it's not really a comeback. Just a reminder that Jonathan Taylor never really went anywhere. But growing up in Salem, New Jersey, Jonathan was used to not having a lot of eyes on him because Salem isn't the kind of place you expect to find an NFL superstar.
I'm from Salem, New Jersey, a small town, and coming from a small town, it wasn't going to be easy to play at the next level, but I just knew it was going to take hard work.
He wasn't born into 5-star camps or national attention. He was born into a community that valued hard work, showing up, staying quiet, and doing your job.
He was always a kid who could have been part of the distractions, but he wasn't.
I don't know if there's anybody in town that doesn't know Jonathan Taylor.
My team needs me to run the ball because when I run the ball, that generates more people in the box, which opens up the pass game. And then, people have to cover the pass, and then we go straight back to the run game. So, it's kind of a cat and mouse thing.
Taylor didn't have the internet hyping him up, but he didn't need that because numbers don't lie. By the time he graduated, he'd run for 4,642 yards and 51 touchdowns. As a senior, he broke the New Jersey single-season record, 2,815 yards, averaging nearly 235 yards a game, and was named the Jim Henry Award winner as the Region's Player of the Year. He was also fast, like track fast. 2 state titles in the 100-meter dash, a personal best of 10.49 seconds. That's world-class speed, wrapped in small-town grit. And yet, even then, people underestimated him. He was rated a 3-star prospect, the 24th ranked running back in the country.
Here with Salem running back Jonathan Taylor, Rutgers' latest class of 2017 commitment. Talk a little bit about what went into your decision to commit to Rutgers.
I love the culture that Coach Ash is creating. He really speaks about how all the talent in Jersey, if it stays home, Rutgers could become a powerhouse.
Originally, he committed to Rutgers, but Wisconsin saw something different, something familiar. A workhorse who didn't need flash, didn't need validation, just a field and a ball. So he flipped his commitment, packed his bags, and left the quiet streets of Salem for Madison, Wisconsin. And that's where everything changed.
Taylor with the carry. Taylor with running room. And Jonathan Taylor breaks into the clear. Taylor down the sideline. He's going to dance in with the answer. How good is that?
At Wisconsin, Jonathan Taylor embodied what it meant to be a Badger. From the moment he arrived, he wasn't the loudest or flashiest guy in the room. He was just the one who showed up early, who ran the drills twice and never stopped running. And it showed.
Jonathan Taylor dives his way in for the touchdown. Wrap your arms around him while you can.
By the end of his freshman season, Taylor rushed for over 1,900 yards, breaking school records and finishing 6th in the Heisman voting. Then he did it again.
Starting the 4th quarter, the Badgers with the ball, and that's Taylor on the loose. The turbo kicked in and got the Gophers.
In 3 seasons, he racked up over 6,000 rushing yards, 55 touchdowns, and back-to-back Doak Walker awards, given to the best running back in college football. But even then, the whispers started. Too many carries, he's got mileage. Oh, and the fumbles. 18 to be exact. That equates to like 6 per season and was the most of any running back at the top of the 2020 draft class by a wide margin.
I just wonder, I'm always so fascinated by this process. When you hear your name talked about in the way it is and everyone is picking apart literally everything you do, what is that experience like as you hear people projecting what the rest of your life is about to start looking like?
It's a real unique experience just because you get to see all the insides and outs of people who just watch and study your game. And some people confirm parts that you think, I think I do that really well. And then some people bring up some things that you might have to work on and you're going to continue to work on. And they might bring up some things that you thought that you shouldn't really need that much work in. But at the biggest extent, I think the biggest thing you need to understand that everyone's just trying to figure out what kind of player you are. And it's up to you to continue to keep working to try to become the best player you can be.
So when the 2020 NFL draft came around, he didn't hear his name in the first round. Not even close.
With the 41st pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Jonathan Taylor.
40 players went before him, 4 running backs. Finally, at pick 41, the Indianapolis Colts called. He immediately got to work, and it didn't take long.
To offense for the Colts. Wow. Taylor's gone. Jonathan Taylor. Come on, touchdown, Indy.
In a league obsessed with finding the next quarterback, Indianapolis found something else, a player who could carry an offense.
Taylor's going to finish it. Jonathan Taylor to the house.
As a rookie, Taylor rushed for over 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns. Year 2, he broke out completely.
It's Taylor again with the cutback. Taylor, a stiff arm. Taylor on his way inside the 20 and down in the red zone at the safety.
Jonathan Taylor is playing that MVP level. Many consider to be an MVP candidate.
Yes, he has a legit shot for MVP.
For me, he is the MVP.
Taylor, touchdown.
1,811 yards, 18 touchdowns, and the rushing title. From weeks 4 to 11, Taylor compiled 100-plus scrimmage yards and at least 1 rushing touchdown in 8 consecutive games, which tied for the longest streak in NFL history. I mean, he was unstoppable, a perfect blend of power and patience, grace and violence. Every carry looked the same, and that's what made it terrifying.
This is a dangerous football team right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Then, the ankle injury.
So Jonathan Taylor left with the ankle injury. They have a Thursday game against Denver. Let's say he's out. What does the backfield look like?
A few missed practices, then games, then entire weeks. By 2022, the thing that made Jonathan Taylor unstoppable, his legs, had betrayed him. And then came the business side.
Speaking of contract news, Jonathan Taylor, running back for the Indianapolis Colts, who at one point was in an MVP of the entire NFL conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're 1 year removed from a season in which he did not play good football.
No. Jonathan Taylor's learning a very hard lesson in the National Football League. It's a leverage league. Again, his issue is running backs right now are not respected as big-time, big-paid players in the NFL. We have had that established.
He wanted a new contract. He wanted what he'd earned. But the Colts, they didn't quite see it that way.
Let's address the elephant. Jonathan. Just so y'all know, and I want everybody to know, Jonathan is a well-respected and a really good human being and a damn good football player. I think we all know this. The running market is what it is, but look, great players are what they are too. So I think that all works. I think there's a
great player. Why not pay him?
We won 4 games last year. We won 4 games.
Suddenly, one of the most respected young stars in the game was the center of a messy standoff.
Jonathan Taylor and Jim Irsay are not in the fraternity. They're in different fraternities. The running backs fraternity they're losing pledges.
Do you think the Colts should trade Jonathan Taylor?
Yes, because it would do Jonathan Taylor a favor. He wouldn't have to play for an ownership that doesn't respect the fact that he's doing what he's doing at the position because he's replaceable.
The same people who once called him the future of the league were now calling him replaceable. That word, replaceable, might be the cruelest in football, honestly, especially for running backs.
2 days ago, Jonathan Taylor addressed the media for the first time, and we were left uncertain about his long-term future with the Indianapolis Colts. After months of animosity and seemingly an irreversibly fractured relationship between the two sides, a stunning turn of events. JT and the Colts agreeing to a 3-year, $42 million extension. Earlier in the day on Saturday, the Colts activated JT to the active roster from the PUP list, indicating that he would almost certainly suit up and play at the very least in Sunday's game against the Titans.
When Jonathan Taylor finally returned to the field, it wasn't with speeches or statements. It was with runs.
With the push formation, it's Jonathan Taylor bouncing it right. Touchdown.
And even in 2025, every game this season has been a reminder that greatness doesn't fade overnight. It just waits. Now he's back at the top, leading the league, powering the Colts into relevance again, and reminding everyone that you can't quantify heart, endurance, or quiet belief.
Taylor on the take, and he's in. Boy, the grease is hot. Jonathan Taylor starting to sizzle.
In the modern NFL, every position, but specifically running backs, are like batteries, used until they run out of a charge, then replaced with a newer model. Jonathan Taylor isn't trying to change that. He's just proving that he's built a little different. That the difference between replaceable and irreplaceable isn't talent, it's resilience.
Beauty inside the 30, high step into the 25, inside the 10, into the end zone.
Taylor represents a kind of football that's disappearing, a version built out of toughness, repetition, and reliability. He's showing that consistency can still be revolutionary, that humility can still be powerful, and that a running back can still matter in a league that tells him he doesn't.
They begin, of course, with the Jonathan Taylor run, and he wastes no time. There he goes. Jonathan Taylor